Yes, indeed, folks. We're looking at the Arkansas Traveler today. I'm sure a lot of you know the tune already, just from playing it in jam circles or in bands. Killer tune that I've been playing with the bow as well, and decided to make a pits version to share with y'all. And the technique I'm using in this is a little bit different than some other pits melodies that I've demonstrated. I'm keeping my hand more in the bass line, position. I'm not going to that horizontal back and forth so much. And to achieve that, and to make it work, I'm using hammer-ons with my left hand. I've talked about those in a couple other videos. I'll drop it in the comments of this one. And, creating a melody that not every note is plucked with the right hand. And to achieve the notes that aren't plucked, you use your left hand to hammer on the note. The first example of that is in that very first phrase, actually. And in that case, you'd actually call that a pull-off, but it's a type of hammer-on. I'm using my pinky on the F sharp on the D string to pull off to the E with my first finger. And then the hammer-on is when you're going up in direction. That would kind of be the opposite of that. Let's say you play the E with your first finger, and then you hammer on with your pinky. Hammer on, pull off, pretty much the same thing, but I should make that clear before we continue. So yeah, that's the first phrase of this tune, has that one pull off. Everything else is separate, and it should be pretty easy to pick up. Notes you're familiar with already. You've got the open D string, open A string, the B on the A string, and the E on the D string. And then the next phrase. Same notes, but just kind of in a different order, different rhythm. Third phrase, same as the first. And here's the tag phrase that you'll hear at the end of the A and the end of the B parts. This one's a little bit tricky, so I'll break it down. Second finger on the D on the G string. Now we're going to do a hammer-on C sharp to D. So that's okay, 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to bring our first finger around to the A on the D string. And then hammer on to the B with our pinky. First finger on D, first finger on A. So let's do all that together. It's D, C sharp, D, A, B, D, A, open G, and then F sharp on the D string. Now we're going to do a muted note, but we're going to pluck the A string, the open A string, but we're going to mute it with our knuckle of our pointer finger. That's our right hand, So it'll be like, from the top maybe. And that same hammer-on that I actually demonstrated at the beginning, the opposite of the pull-off. E, F sharp, slurred together, right? So we're only plucking once. That whole last phrase one more time goes like this. at tempo. You know, all those hammer-ons and pull-offs and that muted note, that's all really important stuff to make sure the line actually grooves and the melody grooves. If you're trying to play every note without, you know, slurring a few here and there, it's going to feel really stiff. There's so many eighth notes, you know, and on the bass sometimes it can just kind of get, sometimes it's muddy, sometimes it's stiff, sometimes it's both. So just be careful and really follow the score. You know, I have notation and tab for everyone, so you can look through that and, you know, pick your fancy. Getting into the B part, first phrase goes like this. 2 hammer-ons, pull-offs. So that's A, G, F sharp. Now pull off A, G, F sharp, E, G, F sharp, E, D, hammer on to F sharp. Short little grace note coming up, open D string, and then you quickly get your first finger down. Boom. So it sounds like this all together. And then the open A string. Next phrase, very simple. Same tag. Do the whole B part. So that's the whole tune, y'all. I'll play it one more time just for fun. And start really slow, as always. Use your metronome, go phrase by phrase. Maybe pick out the harder phrases first, and you can work on those. And then get the easier phrases in there once you feel comfortable. All right, y'all. Well, that's the whole tune. Enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys next month. Feel free to reach out with any questions, as always.